Hi everyone, I am Whitney and I'm back today with my mom.
Hi everybody.
And we were just hanging out having fun and we realized we've never actually done a DIY inspiration on Skyler's quilt that my mom made for her. She makes a quilt for the grandkids to give them on like their first birthday. So you did one for Peyton,
right,
and she got it on her first birthday, and so this is Skyler's, and we just wanted to talk about it a little bit today. So Mom, why don't you start off just by telling us kind of how you came up with just the basic idea and everything.
Well, I wanted to make it similar to Peyton's, but different. Use some of the same fabrics.
Like the little kids that we love so much.
Similar in color, but different so they don't fight over them or get mixed up.
Yep.
And I chose the pinwheel pattern for the block and then put it in with the little kid blocks.
Doing alternating each row, right?
Yes.
So they don't line up in a row on accident. Yeah.
And the pinwheel is a pretty easy block to do, so it's pretty fast.
We're actually going to have a video coming up soon showing how to make pinwheels. And then I forgot to mention we also have a video on Peyton's quilt, and both of those are going to be linked right up here in the information icon if you haven't seen those. So,
and
go ahead.
threw in some extra fabrics. This was actually from a shirt that I just liked the fabric, so I threw that in. And it has a flange, a white flange over here just to break up. This is so much pattern and this is so much pattern. It's got that little flange in there. And it's also bound in white, and then the back of it is strawberry print.
And then there's the cute little label. She likes to put a personalized label on them so that the kiddos, when they get bigger, they can read it and know that it's for them and who made it and what date they got it and all of that. And do you want to tell us kind of how you made those too?
I have a baby lock machine that does the letters. It's not an embroidery machine, just a sewing machine that does the letters, and you just program them in and it prints it out. You have to have a stabilizer on the back so it'll do it straight.
Not
and everything.
Stretch it out of shape or anything. And then you just put it in when you did the binding, right? So it's extra secure.
I like to catch it in the binding because it's for kiddos, and then hand stitch it down here. So it's more secure with the machine through here.
Yep. And it looks so cute.
Thank you.
And then like you said about the shirt, I love doing that. I've mentioned in several videos that, like, if you're just starting out or you don't do a lot of projects, or even if you just find an interesting fabric like this one with the bicycles, you know, it's okay to throw something like that in a sewing project. You know, you don't always have to use fabrics that are only for quilting. You can do whatever you want. It's totally fine. And just make it to where you like how it looks, and that is A-okay.
And it's also best if it's 100% cotton. If it's not, it will peel or fray.
Yeah, or it might stretch or something.
It's totally up to the quilt maker.
Yep, I've done that with a lot of my projects. Like I said, it's a great way if you don't have a lot of money for fabric, or if you just want a different look. It's totally fine. We've both done
recycle, upcycle.
Yeah, we've both done quilts with plaid shirts and that sort of thing, and it's just a fun way to get a different look.
Right.
And then you quilted it on one of your machines as well, right?
Yeah, just a regular sewing machine, just a kind of an all-over meandering loop-de-loop, whatever.
Which is a really fun one, because if you mess up, who's going to know? You know, it's
really
squiggles.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is really awesome. So yeah, so that's the design that my mom came up with. And it was really funny. The other day I was working on a quilt that I'm designing for a charity auction later this year, actually. And I wanted a quilt that was visually interesting, but not too difficult. And I designed, you know, like feature block. It's a Star Wars charity auction. So I did feature block of Star Wars fabric, and then pinwheel and feature block and pinwheel. And I drew it all out and everything, and was like, oh, that's the same quilt my mom made. So I thought that was funny. Yeah, I was like, this seems really... mine actually had one more row on it, I think, because I had done it. I had designed it for a skinnier border, but it was basically the exact same quilt, and I was like, oh, apparently it's a good design.
I was going to say, I think it's a good design, and it's you know, you can always alternate and show off some feature fabrics and things.
Also, I forgot I was going to mention earlier how you do with the pinwheels. The way to make them look the most visually interesting is to do like a darker fabric and then a lighter fabric. And it doesn't actually have to be like dark and light, just next to each other, how they
contrast,
look.
Yeah, a pretty high contrast.
Or you can do like this block where it's a large print and then a very small print. Because these are very similar tones, but you have the large and small, so you still definitely can see the pinwheel. And so that's another way to incorporate different fabrics and hues and lots of things, but still get that great pinwheel design. And like I said, there's going to be more videos on that coming up.
Yeah.
So yeah, is there anything else that you think is?
No,
oh,
not
and
really. I think Skyler likes it.
yeah, she definitely loves it, and all of them, or almost all of them, came from your stash, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't buy any special for this quilt. I had them because we collect the
me and Mom both collect the little kid prints.
It's fun to throw in the sock monkeys and things like that. So
yeah, so this is also a great example of how you can pull lots of different fabrics from your stash and feature the big prints and the little prints and everything, and make it all work together and make some really awesome projects from the things that you already have just sitting in your sewing room or sitting in your cabinet or whatever, wherever you keep your supplies. And if you're interested in more ideas on that, like sewing from your stash and all that, I have a whole playlist full of it and a Facebook group all about, using what you have already and not having to run out to the fabric store every time you want to start a new project, because that can add up in cost, time, everything. So those are also going to be linked right up here, and the Facebook group will be linked down below. So I guess that is it for today. Like we said, the kids both love their quilts. We had to snag this one away from Skyler. She's napping, and it was too warm to cover her up, so we snagged it away and was like, gotta go film. So that is it for today. Thanks again, Mom, for coming on the video. And so yeah, we will be back soon with more videos. And until then, happy sewing.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.